Woo-wee. Can you feel the energy of this final shedding, of this final release? We are in the final stages of the snake, the wood snake, right? And we're maybe not walking, but stumbling into the fire horse energy. And the energy is potent right now. And it feels intense and like a lot, to the point where there's kind of like this need to balance, this need to ground. And if not taking care of ourselves and not grounding, it's really easy to get caught in this like restless energy, like this restless energy of what's next, fear-based, all this kind of stuff. And so I'm just feeling called to emphasize that right now is such an important time for you to make sure that you are taking care of yourself. Make sure that you are grounding. Make sure that you are, doing really well with your routine, whatever that looks like for you. Make sure you're getting outside and you're walking, right? Even though it's freezing up here in New York right now. Make sure that you're taking care of you and you're maintaining balance. Because this energy will knock you right off your feet if you're not careful, if you're not taking care of yourself, if you're not grounding yourself. And so it feels like I'm being really called to just remind you, right? That our job for ourselves is to help to maintain our center. And there's many different ways to do that. It's about kind of learning what that looks like for you, right? But make sure that you're taking the time to center yourself. The other thing that's coming through is this restless energy is kind of causing like difficulty sleeping, like feeling like really amped up through the night as well is another thing that's coming through. And so just make sure that you are taking really good care of yourself and not overdoing it, right? Because I think sometimes in this restless energy, we can like overdo certain things or do too much. And so I think it's about knowing when to stop, knowing when to rest, knowing when to slow down, right? Maybe you're doing a lot, but you're able to do it at a better pace is the other thing that's coming through. Try not to overdo in this energy, right? Because if we push too hard through this energy, we will reach a state of burnout. So when the energy is potent like this, it's really important to maintain that grounding. And that's what I was thinking, is that this is actually bringing in like this very big like spark of excitement for you. Like it does feel like there's definitely this excitement for this new year energy, right? This movement that you're feeling in some ways where, moving into this new year of possibilities, right? This new year of what could be, and you're taking out the trash. That's what I just heard. Taking out the trash from this past year, right? This is the final shedding. So releasing false beliefs, releasing limiting beliefs, releasing anything that's blocking you from stepping fully into your power this next year. That's happening right now. And one thing that's coming through is try not to dissociate through this period of time. Let yourself feel what you need to feel and be present with yourself in that feeling. I have noticed with a lot of clients recently that there's definitely been this want to like check out and feeling like the energy is just too much. And this is the time where it's really important to be present with this energy and try to let yourself move through it, not let it control you, right? So dissociating, scrolling, checking out, that's letting it control you. Where this energy is meant to push you forward. This energy is meant to help you shift, right? And so if you can wield this energy in that way, it will only support you towards exactly what you are bringing into your life, all of the positive things that you want for yourself. But out of balance, you will burn out or you will check out, right? So that's coming through very clearly about the importance of just maintaining balance, making sure that you're paying attention to your balance and learning to let the energy move through you and not needing to fight it. it does look like you're looking towards the future, like really wanting things to kind of like start already, right? A little bit of a restless energy is what I'm picking up here. And like really feeling like ready to go, right? So kind of confirming what I've been saying, right? Feeling this energy of like forward movement, ready to go. When's the next thing, right? And it feels like you're kind of waiting for the next thing in some ways. And I'm hearing that the next guidance, the next step is coming to you. And when you are able to ground, when you are able to silence the mind, when you are able to be centered, that is when that information will come in for you. So that must be why I'm feeling so informed to kind of like talk about that today, right? I am going to do something I don't normally do in these sessions, but maybe it will be helpful. I'm feeling called to do it. So if you've ever done grounding, it's really, really helpful for helping to ground to the ground or the floor. So usually how I do this is I have my feet flat on the floor and I don't have any shoes on or anything like that. If you feel comfortable with shoes, that's your choice. And I'm going to walk you through some grounding. Let's ground our energy because that feels like what is needed right now in this. And this is also something that you can do on your own. So I want you to make sure that you're breathing. That's the biggest important part, okay? And make sure that you're breathing in deeply all the way down into your belly and out. Really deep breaths, okay? Now, keep breathing. I want you to notice your feet on the ground. I want you to notice the weight of your feet on the ground and how it feels to touch the ground. We're going to move up and we're going to pretend that there's a ball of light underneath our feet that we're going to move through our body and system. So let's move that ball of light up into our knees. I want you to notice how you feel in your knee area. If there's any pain or tightness, I want you to send breath to that space. Just notice how it feels in that area of your body. Now I want you to notice how it feels to have the weight of your body in your chair. Notice your sit bone and what's touching and what's not the chair, the weight and how it's distributed. Now I want you to pull that ball into your stomach and I want you to notice if you're hungry or you have to go to the bathroom. It's usually easier to notice any of those types of things. Just take notice. Now I want you to move that light ball into your chest area. And I want you to notice if there's any tightness there. We're sending breath. Notice how your lungs expand and fall. This is where we're going to take notice of our shoulders. If they're up at your ears, put them down. Let them rest. Let them roll. You have nowhere to be right now, nothing to do. This is about you taking care of you. Now I want you to move into your facial area. And I want you to notice if your tongue is at the top of your mouth, pull it down. That's usually an indicator that you're stressed. It's a very small indicator of that. If you're feeling a tightness in your forehead, maybe just give it a little bit of a rub. Let yourself relax a little bit. Now I want you to notice what you hear inside the space that you're sitting in. Maybe you hear my voice or a clock ticking or the heat or the air conditioner on or your own breath. And then I want you to take notice on what you hear outside of the space that you're sitting in. So maybe you hear people talking or the wind or cars going by. Now I want you to take one last deep breath in and out. So that's grounding. And it's a really good way to be able to kind of ground back into your body, get present back in your system and your body. And understandably, that can feel really uncomfortable for people who don't feel comfortable in their bodies. So if that was something that felt really uncomfortable for you, that's just a place to take a note and understanding that you are probably holding some type of trauma or emotion in your body, and it has not completely been able to be released or to be processed or moved through. And so that's just information about where some healing needs to happen in some ways. So especially if you felt pressure in certain parts of your body as you were moving through the certain parts of your body, that may also be an indicator of the chakra that is blocked, as well as certain places where there is tenseness and limiting beliefs and things like that. So yeah, I'm feeling called to share that. So if you were not able to make, totally fine. It's okay. And if it was really uncomfortable, that's okay too. It's something that takes practice and time to get more comfortable with. But I hope that it was peaceful and good for some of you. Now, if you do want to understand kind of those blockages and different things like that more and what they are and what you need to do to shift them or open them, you can always look at my one-on-one on my website. You can take a look on there and find me there and book with me if you're interested. I'm always willing to help you kind of unblock some things so that you can like release certain things from your system and regulate. It's kind of my specialty and what I know. So if you do feel called, you can take a look in my bio. My stuff is in there. Now, with that being said, and tapping back into this energy, when you are able to be calm, when you are able to be with yourself, may that be through journaling, may that be through coloring or creating, right? That is when there's going to be some type of aha moment, some type of realization that you're going to receive if you have not already received it. It feels like this is going to happen within the next 24 to 48 hours. And this is support that you're receiving to kind of understand what moving forward looks like. It does feel like you asked for this in some type of way. And so this is coming through. And kind of this understanding of like what's next in some ways, it feels like. So that will be coming through to you. And the more calm you can stay and the more present in your body you can be, the more likely you are to hear these things, as well as the guidance on what to do with these things, right? So I do recommend doing whatever you need to do to take care of yourself and regulate, okay? I want to see if there's anything else that wants to come out. Oh, my deck's not upside down. Okay. So you're walking away from a lot of burdens. You're walking away from a lot of energy this past year that has been loud, it feels like, in a way where it's been kind of negative towards you and or about you, or kind of sly in some ways. Like I'm seeing like fox energy. Like you're definitely moving away from certain situations, relationships, environments that had that energy, and that is like shifting significantly as you move into this new year. And so let yourself release these things, let yourself let go of these things. What I'm also hearing is let yourself be done with them. So I think that's like the harder part, is that sometimes we get caught in these what if and why now and why me kind of thought patterns, I guess. And I'm hearing that you're going to be able to fully let that go by the new year. And right now, through eclipse season, you're being asked to feel, move through, accept, and release so that you can truly step into this new powerful identity and being that you were meant to be. And so, and that you truly are and always have been. You just didn't see yourself this way until recently, it feels. And so this is kind of like the last shoveling of the work, the last emptying out of the work. And so I do feel like this eclipse season is going to be a little bit heavy in some ways. And so I hope that the tool I gave you today can help you to remain grounded and centered as you move through this eclipse season. It does feel like there's going to kind of be a purge of some sort, is what I'm feeling. And so letting yourself purge and release so you can step into the new is going to be the biggest thing right now. And so And it feels like you know that it's time to let these things go. It feels like you're just struggling to let them go, to be honest with you. And so there are certain things or certain beliefs that are kind of reinforcing this. And like I said, if you need help with this and you feel called, you can take a look in my bio, crystalclearmystic.com, and I can help you shift some of these things for your, so that you can fully step into this new identity. We have a lot happening right now. So like, you know, this full moon and then the eclipse portal opening right afterwards, and then this new moon happening, and, you know, the eclipse, you know, being open all the way up until the beginning of next month. This is going to be a very transformative month. And so I am being called to say embrace it. I'm being called to say be gentle with yourself around it, and kind of let yourself be and do whatever you need to do. Try not to put too much pressure on yourself throughout this time, and really let yourself just move through things. Feel It Without Falling Apart is one of my journals on Amazon. If you decide that you want to take a look, I do have it in my bio as well under my books. It might be helpful for someone who needs to express their feelings or move through their feelings or is feeling really suppressed. So you can go ahead and take a look on there. It will help you kind of be able to address your feelings, understand what they are, so you can move through them instead of keeping them stuck in your system. That feels relevant to what we talked about today. But I love you so much, and you got this, and we're going to get through this eclipse season one step at a time, one moment at a time. I love you so much. Take care.